Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something real. Most people fail not because they're not smart enough, not because they don't have the talent, but because they give up before the breakthrough comes. Success is a test of patience, of faith, and of how much you can endure when everything in you is screaming to quit. The truth is, success is hidden behind layers of failure, and 99% of people never peel back those layers because they can't handle the pain of the process. Most people quit when success is just one step away because they can't endure the pain of the process. See, everybody starts out excited when you first get that idea. When you first dream that dream, there's fire in your eyes. You're ready to run through walls. You're ready to prove everybody wrong. But then reality shows up. The grind shows up. The late nights, the failures, the rejection, the moments when nothing seems to be moving forward. Those moments test you. That's when people start to fall off. They don't realize that every single person who's ever made it to the top had to go through a season where it felt like nothing was happening. It's like planting a seed. You put it in the ground, you water it, and for weeks or months, nothing grows. Most people stop watering their dreams because they can't see the roots forming under the soil. They think the silence means failure, but the silence is where the real growth happens. The pain of the process is what separates the dreamers from the doers. Success will demand more from you than you ever thought you had to give. It will require you to wake up when you're tired, to keep moving when every muscle in your body is screaming for rest. It will make you question yourself. You'll have moments where you wonder if it's even worth it. You'll look at other people and think they have it easy, but what you don't see are their battles behind the scenes. The pain you feel while chasing your dream is not a sign to stop. It's a sign you're getting closer. But most people don't want to feel pain. They want comfort. They want the reward without the sacrifice. That's why they give up right before the breakthrough. They don't know that sometimes the hardest moments come right before it all turns around. The process is designed to test you. It's supposed to be hard because if it wasn't, everyone would be successful. Everyone would have the life they dream of. The universe life, or whatever you want to call it, has a way of checking if you really want it. It asks, how bad do you want this? And the only way to answer that question is by showing up when it hurts, when it's lonely, when nobody is clapping for you. It's in those dark moments when character is built. That's where the champions are made. They don't stop at the first sign of pain. They learn to use it. They learn to push through it. They keep moving even when their legs feel heavy and their mind tells them to quit. The sad truth is, most people never see how close they were to winning because they stopped digging 1 inch away from gold. Failure isn't the end, it's the preparation for the breakthrough. Most people misunderstand failure. They think when they fail, it means they're not good enough or that they don't have what it takes. But failure is not a stop sign, it's a stepping stone. Every time you fail, you learn something that success could never teach you. Failure shows you what doesn't work. It shows you where you need to grow, what you need to fix, and how much more effort you need to give. The truth is, you can't succeed without failing first. It's like trying to walk without falling down as a baby. It's impossible. You have to fall, you have to stumble, and you have to make mistakes, because those mistakes shape you into the kind of person who can handle success when it finally comes. People see failure as proof they should give up, but the ones who win see it as feedback. They look at it and ask, what did I learn from this? Every time they fall, they get back up stronger. It's like building a muscle. The more weight you lift, the stronger you get, but that strength only comes after your muscles have been broken down and rebuilt. Failure works the same way. It breaks you down so it can rebuild you into someone capable of carrying the weight of your dreams. Too many people avoid failure because they don't want to look foolish. They don't want to feel the sting of rejection. But what they don't realize is that failure is the price of admission for success. You can't get to the other side without going through it. Every successful person you admire has failed more times than they can count. They've been told no more than they've been told yes. They've had moments when nothing worked, when everything they touched seemed to fall apart. But they kept going because they understood that failure was part of the process. It wasn't the end of their story. It was the chapter that taught them the most. The difference between the person who makes it and the person who doesn't is not talent or luck. It's the willingness to fail and keep moving. Failure refines you, sharpens you, and humbles you. It forces you to dig deeper than you thought you could. When you fail, it doesn't mean you're finished. It means you're in training. Every mistake is teaching you how to be better, how to think differently, how to push harder. The breakthrough you're waiting for is often hiding behind the failures you're afraid to face. You can't skip that step. You can't avoid the lessons that failure brings. It's preparing you, shaping you, and molding you for the success you've been praying for. Most people quit after a failure, not knowing that the very thing they see as the end is actually the foundation for everything they're about to build. People want results without enduring the grind and sacrifices success demands. Everyone dreams of the big house, the financial freedom, the recognition, and the respect that comes with success, but very few are willing to pay the price for it. Success is not free, and it never goes on sale. It will take your time, your energy, your sleep, and sometimes even your relationships. It will demand that you show up on days when you feel like giving up. It will require late nights, early mornings, and a level of discipline that most people simply don't have. The truth is, everybody loves the idea of success, but they hate the process that comes with it. They want the reward without the struggle. They want the harvest without the planting, watering, and waiting. That's why so many people fall short, because when the grind shows up, they bow out. The grind is where dreams are either built or buried. The grind is what separates the ones who say they want it from the ones who actually mean it. It's easy to talk about wanting success, but when the work gets hard, when the sacrifices pile up, when you have to miss out on parties, vacations, and free time to chase something nobody else can see, that's when you find out who really wants it. Most people stop there. They convince themselves that it's not worth it, that maybe success isn't for them. But the truth is, it's not that they can't achieve it. It's that they're not willing to go through what it takes to get there. The grind is ugly. It's repetitive. It's lonely. but it's also where champions are made. Sacrifice is the currency of success. You can't have it all without giving up something. You have to be willing to let go of comfort. You have to give up the easy road if you want to walk the path to greatness. That means sometimes you'll be broke while building your dream. It means you'll work when others are sleeping. It means saying no to things you love because you're focused on what you're becoming. People see the end results, the fancy cars, the big houses, the awards, and they think it just happened. What they don't see are the nights of doubt, the failures, the sacrifices, the endless hours of work when nobody is watching. Success is built in the shadows before it's celebrated in the light. The problem is most people are looking for shortcuts. They want it fast, they want it easy, and they want it without pain. But there's no shortcut to real success. There's no elevator to the top. You have to take the stairs. And those stairs will test your patience, your courage, and your resilience. The grind is not there to destroy you. It's there to build you into someone strong enough to hold on to the success you're chasing. Most people will quit halfway because they can't handle the heat of the sacrifice, but those who embrace the grind will always find themselves on a level others can only dream about. Fear and doubt destroy more dreams than failure ever will. Most people never even take the first step toward their goals because they let fear talk them out of it. They're afraid of what people will say, afraid of being judged, afraid of looking foolish if they fail. Fear is a liar that whispers, "What if it doesn't work?" And doubt backs it up by saying, "You're not good enough to do this." These voices grow louder than your own belief, and if you listen to them long enough, you'll talk yourself out of the very thing that could change your life. Fear is the invisible wall standing between you and your potential. It's not real. It's a story you tell yourself. Yet so many people let that story control their entire lives. Doubt is just as dangerous because it robs you of the belief that you can win. You can have the talent, the skills, and the opportunities, but if you don't believe you can do it, you'll never take action. You'll sit on your dream and watch it collect dust, while someone else with less talent, but more belief, takes the opportunities you were too scared to go after. That's the truth about life. Success doesn't always go to the most talented or the smartest. It goes to the ones who dare to try even when they're scared. The difference between those who make it and those who don't is often as simple as this. They felt the fear but moved anyway. They heard the doubt but refused to let it win. Fear and doubt will always show up when you're chasing something big. They're part of the process. If you're waiting for the day when you won't feel afraid or unsure, you'll be waiting forever. The people you look up to, the ones who are living the life you dream of, they all felt fear too. The only difference is they didn't let it paralyze them. They took the first step even though they didn't know if it would work. They trusted that they'd figure it out along the way. And every time they faced fear head on, they grew stronger, more confident, and more unstoppable. The sad thing is that fear and doubt don't just kill dreams. They kill potential. You'll never know what you could have accomplished if you let fear hold the steering wheel. Doubt will have you second, guessing every decision until you convince yourself to do nothing at all. And nothing is the fastest way to lose. You can't win a race you never run. You can't hit a target you never aim for. Fear doesn't have to disappear. You just have to learn how to walk through it. Doubt doesn't have to control you. You just have to believe in yourself more than the voices trying to stop you. Most people let fear and doubt chain them to a life of what if. But the ones who overcome it, that everything they wanted, it was waiting on the other side of that fear. Success requires persistence, even when nothing seems to be working. Most people start with energy and excitement, but the moment they don't see instant results, they lose faith and walk away. What they don't realize is that success is not built overnight. It's built in the quiet seasons of consistency when nobody is watching, when nothing is moving, and when it feels like all your efforts are pointless. Persistence is the ability to keep going, to keep showing up, even when the results are invisible. It's easy to keep working when everything is going well, but true persistence shows up when everything feels like it's falling apart. That's the point where most people quit, and that's exactly why only a few ever make it. Persistence is about believing in the process, even when you don't see progress. It's trusting that every little step you take, every ounce of effort you give, is stacking up behind the scenes. It's like laying bricks. You might not see the wall forming after just a few bricks, but if you keep laying them, eventually you'll have something solid. Most people give up before the wall is built because they can't see it yet. They underestimate the power of small, consistent actions. They want quick results, and when they don't get them, they assume they're failing. But success doesn't come to those who want it fast. It comes to those who refuse to stop building, no matter how long it takes. Persistence also means pushing through frustration and doubt. There will be times when you question if all the effort is worth it, times when the world seems to be ignoring your hard work, but those are the moments that define your character. Winners keep going when everyone else would quit. They understand that the process isn't supposed to feel easy. They know that every setback, every delay, and every failure is just another test to see how much they want it. The ability to keep moving forward when your mind says stop is what sets apart the successful from the unsuccessful. There will be seasons where nothing looks like it's working. You'll pour your heart into something and see no results. You'll feel like you're running in circles. But persistence means showing up anyway. It means believing that even if today doesn't show the reward, tomorrow might. Success is a long game, and the ones who win are those who refuse to bow out early. You can't stop planting seeds just because you don't see the harvest yet. Persistence is about trusting that the work you're doing now will pay off later. Most people don't fail because they lack talent or skill. They fail because they stop too soon, not realizing how close they were to the breakthrough they were chasing. The 1% who succeed are simply those who refuse to quit, no matter how hard it gets. Success is not always about being the smartest, the most talented, or even the most skilled. It's about being relentless, about having that unshakable mindset that says, I'm not stopping until I get what I came for. Most people give up when things get tough because they see difficulty as a sign to walk away, but the ones who make it see difficulty as part of the journey. They understand that every challenge, every setback, and every obstacle is simply shaping them for the level of success they are aiming for. Quitting is never an option for them, and that's what sets them apart from the rest. The 1% are not special because they don't feel fear or doubt. They feel it just like everyone else. They fail, they fall, and they face rejection. The difference is they don't stay down. They get back up again and again, no matter how many times life knocks them down. They understand that quitting guarantees failure, while persistence at least keeps the door to success open. It's not about never making mistakes. It's about refusing to let those mistakes define you. Most people allow one failure, one rejection, or one disappointment to convince them that their dream isn't possible, but the 1% keep moving forward because they know that each setback is just a temporary stop on the way to victory. Refusing to quit requires a different level of commitment. It means showing up even when the motivation is gone. It means pushing through when nobody believes in you, when no one is cheering, when it feels like the entire world is against you. The 1% have an inner fire that doesn't burn out just because the road is rough. They push through the nights when nothing is working. They grind when no one is watching, and they keep believing in their vision when everyone else tells them to give up. They know that the journey to success is not a straight line. It's full of twists, turns, and unexpected challenges, but quitting is never a part of their plan. The ones who succeed are not the ones who had everything handed to them. They're the ones who kept going when the odds were stacked against them. They're the ones who didn't allow their current situation to define their future. While the 99% stop when it gets too uncomfortable, the 1% lean into that discomfort and keep going anyway. They understand that the struggle is temporary, but quitting is permanent. It's that mindset of, I will not stop until I win, that takes them places most people will never reach. The truth is, the gap between success and failure often comes down to who was willing to endure just a little longer, who had the courage to take one more step when everyone else turned back. Success is never about luck or chance. It's about mindset, persistence, and the ability to endure when others give up. Most people fail before success because they stop too early, fearing failure, doubting their own worth, and avoiding the sacrifices required. They want quick results without understanding that the journey is filled with challenges meant to shape and prepare them. Fear and doubt silence more dreams than failure ever could, while persistence is the key that keeps the door to success open. The ones who achieve greatness aren't necessarily more talented. They're simply the ones who refuse to quit. They understand that every setback is part of the process, and they keep moving when others give up. Your breakthrough is often closer than you think, but it's reserved for those who are willing to push beyond pain, fear, and doubt to claim what they deserve.